Hello everyone, Dream Envoy here, and welcome to my new Let's Play, or rather, a re-Let's Play, of by far one of my favorite video games of all time, E.G. I first played this game back for this channel, well, for my old channel, back in 2016, making various comparisons to, Undertale. Problem is that over the years I've gained a greater appreciation for this game as basically its own thing, and I felt kind of bad because I felt, looking back at my previous playthrough of this game, I felt like I didn't really do that good of a job covering this game. It's a real shame because this game is really well made, considering that it was just made by a single person over the course of 4 years. Well, then again, it was also updated over the course of an additional 10 years. Anyways, the previous version of the game I was playing was version 1.6. I am actually now playing version 1.7, which has improved graphics, a few extra endings, a few changes to the gameplay itself, which I will point out the differences. But the biggest difference I'll point out right at the beginning is a better frame rate. The reason why there's going to be a better frame rate in this version of the game is because it was made in a newer version of Game Maker. The old version of Game Maker, I believe it was version 1.8 or version 8 or something like that. You know what, I'll put it in text on screen exactly what the old version of the Game Maker is, as well as the version of Game Maker that this version of the game was made on. But yeah, because the old version of Game Maker wasn't really good at running on newer OSs, the creator of the game ended up having to remake the entire project from scratch, which took him over the course of only about 2 weeks, but did give him a ton of opportunities to make other improvements. As a result, this game will have a better frame rate as opposed to the previous version. Trust me, if you've seen my old Let's Play of this game, you'll see just how often it lagged. But anyways, I re-downloaded this game. Well, it's a brand new version of the game altogether. So, no save files. Everything is deleted. Let's just start up a new game. There are different difficulty levels. Normal mode allows you to gain 5 levels per sector. Hard lets you to gain 4 levels per sector. And Extreme allows you to gain 3 levels per sector. I'll explain what levels are once we get to that point in the game. I'm gonna do this on a normal playthrough. Just, one, because it's the difficulty level I'm most familiar with, and it's also the one that gives me the freedom to show off the vast majority of features in here. So let's begin. Alright, we're done. Are you sure we should do this? If she dies when we boot it up, it'll all be for nothing. I want another week to make sure. I don't think we've got another week. We've wasted months enough. What good will it do if we can't perfect her? They have an army, and we have a potential soldier at best. Even with that gun we found. Look. As long as we could do something, that's better than nothing at all. I'd rather see her alive again at least once before we die. Like she'd make that much of a difference.
Stop bickering already. Should we wake her up or not?
Yes. Yes, of course. There. Now first we should check mental stability, sensory response, and... Wait, what's that sound? What's wrong? Oh no. Everybody! To the safe room!
Too late! It's a toss! Hello? Dad? Mia?
EG, calm down. It's me, Dan. I'm in a control room in the middle of the complex, but I can see you through the cameras. There's a lot to explain.
Dan? Can you hear me?
Keep your voice down. Yes, there are microphones in these speakers, but you shouldn't talk or the Tussin could hear you. I can talk as much as I want. I use all the speakers at once, and I don't think they can understand any human languages. Listen, we were all visiting Dad's workplace when all of a sudden an alien spaceship bombarded the area with a space-to-ground weapon called the Alpha Strike. When they came down and killed nearly everyone inside. That's why I'm stuck in this control room. They're called the Tossin, and I don't know what they invaded this complex, but it's our job to make them leave.
You're lying. That's...
Calm down. It's been 6 months since a Tossin invaded this place. Since then, a team of researchers trapped in here tried to find a way to stop them. They managed to make a cyborg soldier out of the only suitable survivor they could find, using the Tossin's technology. You are that cyborg.
No. You're just making this up. It's just a dream, isn't it?
EG, calm down.
No!
EG! We've been over this 100 times now. Our family's gone. You have to trust me and head out there. Your only other option is to stay locked in that room and die.
I know.
Your goal is to talk to one of the Tossin leaders and convince them to take their spaceship and leave.
But why hasn't anyone done anything about them? Hasn't the rest of the world noticed what's going on here?
Well, we'll have to take this one step at a time. You really have to get going soon, or the Tossin will find you.
Okay.
Right. Time to move. Beside you is a very special Tossin nanogun. Learn to use it, and guard it with your life. From now on, you'll have to do exactly as I say. Okay?
Alright. I guess I'll try.
I'll direct you to a Tossin elite named Crotera, so we can have a talk with him. Remember his name. You have the ability to understand their language, and your personal nanofield alter what you say, so they can understand you too. Stay on your guard. Everyone in this complex is under orders to kill on sight. Don't bother trying to communicate with anyone but Crotera. I'm sorry we have to do this, but good luck. Oh boy, Sector 1, Hope. Quite the wake-up call, and I'm gonna say I'm the type of person who, the things that happen in the morning can really affect the rest of the day for me. If something really great happens in the morning, I'll be in a generally good mood for the rest of the day. Waking up to something bad, I could be in a miserable mood. This is waking up to something horrible. And, if EG is somebody like me, she's not going to be able to make it through the rest of this day. Anyways, this is a 2D platformer, a little bit like Super Metroid, or pretty much any 2D scroller with shooter action, like Mega Man, I already mentioned Metroid, Cave Story. those kinds of games. So if you like those kinds of games, you're going to love this. Okay, let's get you out of there. I've left you some notes and cracked Tassin logbooks full of information. Press C to read the logbooks. To continue reading this message, press down or C. Thanks for breaking the fourth wall, Dan. I wouldn't know what to do without you. Now, there are many things you must learn. Use the left and right arrow keys to move around, the up key to jump, and then down to duck. So like I said, C to interact with things. EG has a little bit of electricity representing her nano. Up button allows her to hop. You can do tap to do a little short hop, or hold down the button to do a launch hop. There is a little bit of voice acting in this game, but not too much. As you can see, there is a door here. Try to interact with it. You cannot crack a shield door. Use your kick Z instead. We'll try to use Z, but we need a strength of 2 to kick down the shield door. Like I said, you can press Z to knock down crates. You can also press down the button while you land on crates to destroy them. You can hit the X button to shoot down items. And up ahead is a Tassin Scout. Now here is a logbooks. Yellow logbooks like this one means that they are written by Dan. Your body is protected by a personal nanofield, millions of microscopic robots working in unison. Each machine guns damage your nanofield's armor, but when your armor drops to 0, you'll take health damage and the armor is refilled. Enemy nanofields work exactly like yours, but their armor will also regenerate. Your nanogun will carry an array of nanoweapons, but is currently only equipped with a shotgun, which deals armor damage. As you can see, by holding the X button, we got our shotgun with infinite ammo. As you can see on our menu, located in the lower left corner, that's our weapons window. We have infinite ammo, as you can see, and our weapon is a shotgun. When we fire, that bar starts filling up. That bar indicates when is basically your reload. So as you can see, I can only fire off when the bar is full. You can hold down the X button to do rapid fire, but just know you can't fire another. It will automatically fire another round, but as you can see, it won't actually fire off unless that bar is filled. In the center of the bottom of the screen is your armor and health. Currently, our health is pretty low. If you look over to the right, well, I'll get into that. I'll show off this Tassin. As you can see, he has a machine gun. Over here, we got two different types of nano. Red nano is health nano. It will recover both a unit of health as well as fully replenish your armor. Green only replenishes your armor. Now above us is a lamp. There's actually no purpose of destroying these ceiling lamps, but they can be kind of helpful. Here we got blue nano, and this, which was also dropped by that Tassin enemy over there. Collecting blue nano increases your nanometer located at the bottom right hand corner. The more nano you fill, every time you fill that bar up, you gain a point. When you use that point, you can use it at these stations to upgrade one of your statistics. There's health, which increases your health bar. Attack, which increases the power, which allows you to deplete more health from enemies. Well, rather, deplete their armor faster. Assimilate allows you to repair more armor. So, like, when you pick up one of those green nano, they'll recover more armor than previously. It also allows you to carry more ammunition, which doesn't really matter right now because we have the shotgun, which has infinite ammo. Other weapons will not have infinite ammo. Strength increases our strength power. As you remember back there was a shield door that required us to have a strength of 2 in order to knock down. You can also use strength to do close combat with enemies. So like, you can You can pretty much kick enemy Tossen soldiers in the face and knock them away that way. And knock them away to replenish their health. It serves as a good alternative to your ammunition, but there's really no purpose of increasing your strength, save for taking down doors, since, of course, the shotgun that we have is perfectly suitable for attacking all other enemies. Tossen allows you to collect weapons from other that you might find on the ground, and Kamado is the same thing. This is because weapons are broken down into two subcategories. There's Tossen weapons, which will fill up the top row, and the Kamado weapons, which will fill up the bottom row. Crack has some purposes in the future, but we cannot access it right now. So what should our first stat be to upgrade? I highly recommend starting off with strength. Dan would personally recommend upgrading our health, but since this is the first sector and we're playing on normal mode, it's perfectly suitable to start off with strength. Especially since you can backtrack and be able to knock down this door. Level 2 shield door destroyed.
He's not breathing, and no pulse.
And you can still see the blood, still fresh. Because these are the scientists who died in the intro. Becker, Plate, and Doc.
This is Sonia Plate. It's amazing that what we have accomplished. Surviving for this long among the Tossen is one thing, but when Dan finally deciphered their language and discovered how to crack their logbooks, even typing is readable. For us. Even typing was a readable for us font. I suppose that's when the change happened. The change in me, Doc, and Becker to believe it really is possible to implant a Tossen nanofield into this girl without killing her in the process. Their technology is unlike anything we've seen, but there's a clear, if not human, cognitive process behind it. The subject is Dan's sister, the older daughter of Ron over in Sector 6. He's dead, of course. Well, what a news drop for his daughter. I advised Dan to throw away his emotions early on, or we may run into trouble. Well, that explains why he's a bit of a jerk. We can only hope EG will do the same. We don't have the time or resources to get her a decent suit of armor underneath the nanofield, like the Tossen used for enhanced shock protection. Instead, we'll focus on mobility, less restraining clothes, more motion amplifiers. She's been decked for 5 months though. I've gotten rid of my expectations too, so I'm prepared for the possibility she won't wake up when we boot the nanofield. But one thing I've never given up on? Hope. Silly, but true. Well, that's a little bit morbid, but hey, yeah, EG woke up perfectly fine and kicked off the game, so hey, you guys were successful. Becker writing, Plate has taken the girl and is really pushing our work forward. I'm glad someone of her caliber is still with us. We must finish within a month because we haven't decided what to do once supplies run out. With the latest surge of troops, Dan is stuck in the control room, so we can't share rations anymore. Whatever Doc and Plate have to say about the Tossen, what's most fascinating is how quickly people can adapt to dramatic changes. I mean, just look at us. Look here, Tossen. What's your weapons to our will to live? You'll see once EG wakes up. Oh yeah, you will. I don't know, I say their weapons did very well against your will to live. This is Sonia Plate. Some of the nano-weapons we managed to understand and seem, by chance, very close to human weaponry. The translations we put into EG's nanofield reflect what kind of effect she would expect of them, such as shotgun and machine gun. Others are so out there we simply did our best with the translation. We also found mentions of combining nano-weapons and interfacing with doors, meaning EG should be able to connect to other nanofields without further work on our part. Let's hope she understands how. I didn't sleep for days when poring over the code. Disassembly the ternary programming language with our lab computers is like cutting cheese with a toothbrush. It appears the same goes for the Tossen. Puck believes they barely understand their own technology. and there are signs it's not even theirs to begin with. Their nanofield hold potentials they are yet to grasp, and judging by their logs, the same goes for the other species they keep referring to. I shudder at the thought of where these human-looking beings came from, how ancient they are to have mastered space travel, yet how callous they are to turn a stolen technology mainstream for military purposes. Beggar says ration time, note to self, leave the thinking for when it actually matters. There's enough sugar in these vending machine leftovers to keep me awake as it is. And this is a secret! Employee of the month. This picture was taken when we visited Dad. Must have been the same day the Tossin struck this place. I remember Mia wearing this ribbon. Dad. Mia.
Ichi, what are you staring at that picture? Get a move on.
But it's...
What's done is done. Who's dead is dead. Get over it and move. He has his reasons. Blade told him to do that. To abandon his emotions. Poster permanently unlocked in the extras menu. There are 10 posters in all. One for bleh. Why can't I talk? This always happens when I start up a new LP. There is one poster per sector, and there is a total of 10 sectors in this game. They're unlockables, and they are permanently unlocked once you find them, which means that you can totally hit the escape key and choose retry sector, and it will still be unlocked. In fact, you can go ahead and hit quit game, and it'll still be there. It'll still be unlocked. This is Dan writing. I've just learned how to crack these logbooks, and now Doc wanted me to come over and see her for myself. I know the Tossin patrol spots, but the moment I leave the control room, I'm practically blind. Inside, I can see and listen to the whole complex, talk to Doc and the others through the speakers, but outside I'm just a human among the Tossin. I have no idea how long our supplies will last. They got the storerooms guarded. Whatever, as long as Ichi's still alive. That nanofield they found sparked something in Becker's eyes. It's insane, but it's the only thing that can withstand their weapons. I don't know if it makes me feel better to see her lying here. She's breathing, maybe even dreaming, unaware of what's to come. I wish Ichi knew what was gonna come, but the only thing she ever remembered was a flash of light. Anyways, I'll go ahead and meet you back at that station. Well, actually no, I won't cut, because there's one thing that I wanted to mention. In version 1.6 and earlier, it was not one station, but rather several. Stations originally did not have the ability for you to select which stat, but rather you would have a different station dedicated to a different stat. Because of this, you would actually have to wander through the facility and try to find the right terminal to increase your stats. That could be a bit annoying, which is why I'm really glad that the creator of this game, Dan Remar, yes, sharing the same name as that jerk, our brother Dan, but the programmer Dan, I'm glad Remar, I think it's pronounced Remar. I'm glad that he ended up changing the terminals in order to make it a lot easier. Anyways, this is an elevator, or rather a Tossin lift. Just press down or up in order to control it. You can't move side to side when riding it, but hey. This is unknown ammo, you can go ahead and pick it up. And you can press enter to switch to passive mode. This will replace it with non-lethal weapons, so instead of a shotgun, you would have a stun gun. Slower reload times, but hey, if you're trying to go through the game without killing anyone, it could be useful. Okay, I think you're all set for heading out. Don't be surprised when I start talking to you through the speakers like this.
Dan?
What is it?
This gun's so cumbersome and I can barely carry it without standing straight. How many Tazen do you think I'll have to face on my way to Cortera? I don't really want to fight them.
You'll get used to it. Unless you learn to defend yourself, you won't be prepared for what's ahead, okay?
Okay.
So let's go ahead and test out that stun gun, because there is something about what Dan said. If I can talk and concentrate on gameplay at the same time, that is. Basically what he's saying is that every time that EG attacks an enemy, she has a tend to apologize. She'll behave this way at the very beginning of the game, but as she gets used to killing enemies, that will change. Anyways, this is one of the logbooks written by Atasan. According to Crotera, written by R0408 TMEM, humans. According to Crotera, the sentient race we discovered here is called the humans. I don't know how they found that out, and I don't want to know. I take orders first and ask questions later. Basically, yes, EG's personality will change depending on how many enemies she killed. At first, she'll start off as being apologetic, but she'll become more violent. For example, you see right here that we already killed that Tassen scout at the beginning of the sector, so our kill count is 1. Certain elements of the game will change depending on how many enemies you've killed. The rule of thumb is really, the rule of thumb for enemies, or rather the story changing, is about 5 kills per sector. So take for example, if you, have your kill count below, below 15 when you reach, sector 3. I'm gonna hide here and pause because it's gonna be difficult to, talk with all those sound effects. I've never been good at talking and doing things at the same time, which is probably why I'm a bad Let's Player. Probably would help not to have the volume of the game up so high. But yes, say take for example, your kill count is, you reach sector 3 and your kill count is below 15. Things might end up being different than if your kill count is above 15. Your kill count is not the only thing that can make differences. It also can depend on which enemies you've killed. So say for example, if you killed an enemy in one sector, or rather you decide to spare them in one sector, they might show up again in a later sector to help you out. Anyways, those blue enemies over there are called Tassen soldiers. They tend to be a lot stronger than the green scouts. And they might occasionally fire a rocket at you. Storage area. Did I lock the door to the storage area? In fact, did I even open it in the first place? Now that I think about it, I don't think I've been to the storage area before. Yeah, the logbook can be kind of humorous at times. What? I found one of Maya's ribbons. What's it doing here? EG, what's wrong?
Nothing. She can't be alive anyway.
Never mind. Just like the posters, the ribbons are also collectibles, but they are not permanently unlocked. They are specific to your save files. Yep, as you can see, that Tassen ended up firing a rocket. Anyways, there is a secret that I want to show off. But first, I'm gonna have to get the strength up to 4. I'm gonna duck underneath this Tassen until she gets to the edge. I say she because Tassens are predominantly female. And now that I have enough strength, I can kick her all the way over there. You can hear her fire a rocket. I'm gonna duck underneath. And we have a little bit of a secret area. Called the restricted area. More unknown ammo. And... huh. I didn't realize that the portal would be open yet, but okay.
Anyways, this that I'm about to pick up is called a supercharge. Like I mentioned at the like it was mentioned while we were selecting difficulty levels, we can only obtain 5 levels per sector, and we gain 1 point per level. A supercharge will give you 1 extra point regardless of what level you're at. So here in normal mode, technically we can gain 6 points per sector instead of 5. Anyways, Tossin Soldier HN692 JKTE. Subject Sector Z Research. Or Z if you're European. Well, I guess it would be pronounced Sector Z because Daniel Remar is Swedish, but anyways. Here's what we know about the damn teleporter. During the routine setup procedures, the teleporter destination was set at random, which usually meant it won't connect to the other end, but there's no matching pad. To everyone's surprise, however, the teleporter did find a working connection somewhere. Still don't have a clue where or what that place actually is. The few who have returned report such strange findings, we believe they're simply gone mad. Some call it a bizarre trial, others think it's someone's memories, or belief beyond what our own confines. Out of determination to unlock the secrets of the world beyond this teleporter and the naming convention used by the local humans, we have dubbed this terrifying place Sector Z. I might alternate between Z and Z. Due to the danger and secrecy involved, we have also placed an extremely powerful nanofield lock on it. No one will be able to use a teleporter without meeting the proper requirements. See the logs in Sector 3 for more information. When we do unlock the teleporter, warning destination unknown, once we do activate that teleporter, going through that strange Sector Z will end the current sector. I want to show off the rest of Sector 1, so I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I'm gonna skip by this Tossin Soldier and continue on through. And yes, that Tossin Soldier did notice EG even though she was on the elevator. Okay, yeah, just a whole bunch of useless information. I will not read every single logbook, but I will show off the ones that are the most interesting. Hi, it's Dan again. You need a toss instead of 3 to handle the nano weapon you see before you. It's up to you if you want it now, but the more effectively you can kill your enemies, the better. Dan? What's wrong? The Tossin, they kinda look like... I can assure you, they're not people. They're not from this world. I know it may be difficult finding them now, but you need to get over that as soon as possible, or you'll have no hope of reaching Crotera. As you can see, we require a Tossin level of 3 in order to pick that up. So I'm gonna use the remaining 2 points in order to get my Tossin up to 3. And grab the machine gun. Now we can fire off weapons without having to reload. Turn report. By the way, turn refers to the time. A turn to a Tossin is about 1 day to a human's. Nothing to report as usual. It's not like anything here was ever a threat. Most of us agree with Crotera though, so no alien is to escape alive. Like I said, anyways, how I'm going to be playing through this game, I'm going to try to obtain every poster, every secret, and every ribbon. By the way, those purple small enemies over there are called Blitz. They are neither Tossin nor Komodo. We'll get into the Komodo species as well, but what I like to do is wait for the Blitz to kill the Tossin, so I can go ahead and level up. The one thing that I want to level up now is gonna be our health, and you'll see why later. What's the pause menu? Seriously, Commander keeps telling us if you ever forget about your weapons, enemies, or abilities, check the pause menu by pressing escape. If this is some new helmet interface upgrade, I bet the soldiers are keeping it from the scouts. Jerks! But yeah, current statistics, help info, which goes over the basic weapons info, only the weapons that we've collected, and basic enemy info, which go through the enemies that we've encountered, such as the Tassan Scout and the Tassan Soldier. Haven't went over the Blitz though. Hidden skills? Right off the bat, we got air braking. Hold left or right when being knocked flying to slow down. Weapons that can cause you to be knocked flying would be things like those rockets that the Tassan soldiers were throwing at us. That will cause us flying, which looks just like when we kicked that Tassan soldier in order to reach the supercharge and Sector Z teleporter. Find certain enemy logbooks to discover additional skills, so we gotta keep an eye out for those additional logbooks. Don't worry, I'll show you where they'll be. Anyways, I want to take care of that last headlamp, because for destroying all the headlamps, you get secret dialogue. E.g., about those ceiling lamps. What? Never mind. Even in casual playthroughs, I like destroying all the ceiling lamps just so I can get that dialogue. That dialogue is actually, there's a little bit of a story behind that. When they were beta testing this game, a lot of the beta testers went out of their way to destroy every single ceiling lamp in the game, even though that it was not necessarily required for the testing phase. So, as a result, Dan Remar decided to add that hidden dialogue as a reward for breaking all the ceiling lamps. Anyways, let's make our way to the exit and see our results. No damage, no cracks, well, not available because there was nothing to crack, and thus we can't do any crack fails either. And we got our option to continue without saving the game, loading the game, or more options. For this Let's Play, like I said, I'm gonna go after all the posters, ribbons, secrets, but I'm also going to show off the differences for a different kind of kill counts. For example, I'll show off alternate dialogues when they are available. There aren't any alternate dialogues in Sector 1. They don't really start to come into play until Sector 2 or 3. But I'll show them off when they do become available. Until then, I think I'm gonna end the game here now that we completed Sector 1. So, anyways, next time on Let's Play EG, we'll continue on into Sector 2. If you like this video, and are excited as I am to play through this game again with me, be sure to smash that like button, and I would love for you to leave behind a comment telling you what you think. Alright, see you guys next time.